This is Josh from Job and Josh's History ofs and Reviews, and today I am bringing you a review of the Samsung Galaxy Prime. It is the MetroPCS version. It's an Android smartphone, of course, because it's a Galaxy. And overall, the thing about this phone is, since it's on MetroPCS, you'll experience dropped calls every so often. I've only had one drop call when I was on Verizon, and I was on Verizon for about 3 or 4 years, and I only had one drop call, just one. With this phone, it's more of a service issue, not the phone itself. They don't really get great service unless you're in like a city area. Everywhere else, you get like 2 to 3 bars, and that's about it. At least in my experience, I live in Indianapolis, Indiana. I live in the outskirts, near a lot of cornfields and farms. But there's a lot of people. There's at least, I think, like 20,000 people in the area that I live in. So it's not like it's 1,000 or 100 people. It's 20,000 around there. And I experienced drop calls quite frequently. I experienced dropped calls with the service itself when I don't even know that the call has dropped. I'll just keep talking, and I'll hear like the stack, like when you're on the phone with someone, and I'll look at my phone, and 5 minutes later be like, what the heck? So the service on it is iffy. I mean, not every call drops. It's every few calls it'll drop, and sometimes you hear that ding, like the notification that's dropped and hung up, and other times you won't hear that at all, and you'll think you're still talking and you're not. And anyway, with the phone itself, it is basically, if you've had a Galaxy, this phone reminds me of the Galaxy S3, which is what I'm familiar with, except it's more bulky. If you want to compare it, like the Galaxy S3 is very, very slim. This one is pretty meaty. There's a lot of meat on the bone with this phone. Obviously, when you look at the camera right there, it does have a light, and it does have a speaker right here. They're all three in the general vicinity, and the speaker for the phone is right there. It's too small to actually pick up. And then you have the home button. You have the app button. It brings up all your apps. And then you have the back button. Then you have the front-facing camera. Not too good. And there's no LED text notification device on this. Like, you know, the beeping light when you get a text message or you miss a phone call. It's not on there. Which is another drawback of the phone. It's $89 at MetroPCS. Regularly, it's $120. But at MetroPCS right now, it's $89.99. And there's a $25 activation fee, which changes. Sometimes it's $10, sometimes it's $5, depending on specials and the month and the day, the holiday. But that's what it'll get you around $120 altogether, depending on what plan you get. I'm on the plan where you get 1 gigabyte of free 4G LTE data, and then the rest is 2G data, which is very, very slow, very outdated. But hey, what do you get for paying $25 a month for their cheapest plan and get unlimited 2G data once you run out of your 4G data? As for the screen, it is almost exactly like what you'd expect from a Samsung device, from a Samsung Galaxy. It's very, very sensitive. It's not like, okay, you guys remember my Max Patriot review, track foam. If you haven't, go check it out. I had like, some people were saying, oh, this is a great phone, I'm glad I bought it. Other people were saying, oh, my battery sucks on mine, the screen sucks on mine. Well, on mine, it was a great phone. It was a great beginner touchscreen phone. Obviously, yeah, every phone's going to be different. Some come with, you know, dead-on-arrival batteries. It happens. I had a Verizon phone at one time, a Verizon phone, new, that came with a dead-on-arrival battery. So just because yours, if someone buys this and your screen doesn't work, or you, like some people will buy this and never have a drop call, and will never have a drop call, will have like a screen that doesn't work, have a battery that doesn't charge. You know, like every phone is different. There's going to be faulty devices. There's always a fault in every, I think they said 1,000 or so of any product sold. There's going to be 1 or 2 faulty devices. But also, anyway, like, look at how sensitive the screen is. Very, very sensitive, like you'd expect from a Samsung phone. And obviously, I have some apps on here. You know, there's no big deal. But I'm just trying to show you, like, this is the screen at maximum brightness. So this is about how bright it'll be, which is very bright. It gives me eye strain at nighttime. It's super bright. And then you get your apps. It comes preloaded with App Store, the MetroPCS App Store, calculator, calendar, camera, Chrome, clock, contacts, device unlock, Drive, email, Galaxy apps, gallery, Gmail, Google settings, Hangouts, Internet, Lookout, Maps, Memo, messages, name ID. Wasn't free when we first got it, but they made it free after this. It identifies any phone number that doesn't have a name associated with. It identifies the account holder on that phone. Metro 411, Metro Zone, news, things like that. That's what it is. Mobile hotspot. You can tether your phone's internet to any device you want that can connect to the internet. My Files, My Metro, OneDrive, OneNote, phone, photos, play movies and TV, play music, Play Store, settings, Skype, Smart Manager, video, visual, voicemail, voice recorder, voice search, YouTube, Android Play, and the rest are things that I've downloaded, and I'm not going to go through them because they're not essential. Like I said, it does have a flashlight, and if you watched the intro of the video, you saw it. That was at ISO 100 on my camera, so it's super dark. But here it is. Look at that. Look at how bright that is. Look at that. Look at that. That's like super bright. It's really, really bright. But it's got like a square shape to it, which is not too bad. But I'm used to like the Galaxies and the Verizon phones. Like I said, this is MetroPCS, not Verizon. But the Verizon phones and their Galaxies tend to have like a circular light, not like a square shaped light. But that's not a big deal. The RAM on mine is 1.3 RAM, I believe. And I believe you can update it too, but don't quote me on that. But at least at the Metro I went to, they said you can update it to like 1.7 RAM. But all in all, I think it's a great phone. You know, you have your phone, your contacts, and all that. I have Clean Inbox installed. It lets you block people, block phone numbers. It doesn't block phone calls, so sadly. That's what my Metro is for, Metro 411, or Metro Phone Identifier. It's one of the apps I showed you earlier. And I'd say it's a great phone. You can expand it, I believe, up to 64 gigabytes of memory. Mine came with 8 gigabytes of built-in memory, but you can expand it up to 64. And some of the models of this Galaxy Grand Prime, you can get up to 128, or is it 124 gigabytes? I don't remember. But the guy was telling me, he was explaining it all to me. It's a great phone. You'll have moments where you'll get text messages and the notification doesn't go off, even though you have it, the sound set to high. I've had this problem with every company, with T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, and now MetroPCS. So it's not just MetroPCS that you have this issue with. It's all of them. It just randomly happens where you won't get a notification that someone texted you or replied to your text, or you won't get a notification that someone called you. It'll just say missed call even though there was no call tone. It will happen with every single company at some point in time. And anyway, about the phone, it's really loud. It is super loud. You can customize the background, obviously, unlike on older flip phones and some cheap phones today. But it is a great phone for the deal. For the monthly plan, it's $20 to $25 to $30 for the cheapest one. Like I said, depending on when you get it. And the rate doesn't go up. It doesn't go down. It stays the same for life. And this phone, it's a great phone. The music app that it comes with, I'm not going to use, but I'm going to let you guys like hear the volume on this. If I get a text message notification, I apologize. I just have to find my song, that way I don't get a copyright strike. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn this baby all the way up. And there you guys have it. That's how loud the speaker is, because my song is set to 320 kbps, so it's pretty loud. That's as loud as the speaker gets. It's a great phone. I like it. I don't like the drop calls. That's the service issue. It's not a phone issue. I don't like the sometimes that you miss a text message notification. That's, again, a service issue, not a phone issue. And I would recommend this. Like I said, with the Max Patriot, after I got a lot of hell for that, It's up to the unit that you get and where you get it from. You may get it from a great supplier of phones, and you'll still get one that has dead on arrival. There's nothing is dead on arrival proof. Nothing. There's always going to be at least one, and you might be the unlucky person that gets one of the 5 or one of the 300 that don't work. So just because I like the phone doesn't mean you will. But I prefer this phone. I think it's a lot better than the Max Patriot track phone. Anyway, this is Josh from Job and Josh Tree's History ofs and Reviews, and I am signing out.